Hello, it's Jalen Jones here, digital reporter here at WRAL. I'm here with Paul Spey, and we're going to talk about the importance of fact-checking. Here at WRAL, we find it so critical to everything that we do. We have a whole designated reporter. He does daily fact checks, weekly fact checks, everything in regards to that. So talk a little bit about the importance of it.
Right. So Politifact was founded years ago to sort of fill a hole in the news media system. And, the founder, Bill Adair, noticed that with a lot of political reporting, we saw stories that would say, here's an issue, here's what's going on in Washington, here's what the Republicans say, here's what the Democrats say.
Yeah.
Make up your own mind about who's telling the truth. And he said we could do better than that.
Exactly.
We can research the issues they're talking about and their particular quotes and look at original documents. We can look at peer-reviewed studies. We can look at, public records and decide, how true something is using that. And then we use something called the truthometer to sort of gauge the truthiness of something. You can see the different ratings here. We've got true, and then you've got mostly true. We can go over the definitions too.
The statement is accurate. There's nothing significant missing.
And mostly true here, we've got that's accurate, but it's missing some context that that doesn't make it false, but would have been important to include. Half true statements partially accurate, but left out some pretty important stuff.
Yeah.
Mostly false. That's where there's an element of truth, like maybe there's one study that might have spoken to this or supported some person's claim or quote, but other studies showed the opposite. And then there's just a straight up false. And then everybody's favorite, pants on fire.
Yeah.
You can read it down there.
We got to pull down, the statement is not accurate. It makes a ridiculous claim.
Right. That's one where it's false and the speaker probably should have known that it was false. Right?
Yeah, exactly. And now let's talk a little bit about the evolution of media and the importance of it. You talked about how back in the day, Republicans said this, Democrats said this, figure it out on your own. Is it important for us to help the viewer understand the context of it, or should we just leave it up to them to decide?
Oh gosh.
Putting you on the spot a little bit.
Yeah, I know. I think that, but this is a very capitalist statement.
Okay.
But I think it's incumbent on the media to make the reader interested in a topic, right? And so given that we weren't doing a good enough job, years and years ago of explaining the topic, whether it was on TV or newspaper articles, right? You can be limited, on television, we're limited by time.
Yes.
And in newspapers, they're limited by space.
Yes.
This was a great avenue to sort of explain to people what was missing, what was left out of this reporting. And I think, the truthometer gets people interested. I think it's a great way.
I think it's fantastic.
To hook people and say, it can be kind of boring to say, oh, there's a lot of stuff missing. Please read this full article. When you rate it or when you do a TV segment on it, and ours are a minute and 32 minutes.
Yes.
I think that makes it much easier for voters and readers and viewers to sort of to understand a topic. And if they want to read more, they can. We make that available on our website.
Yeah, I think also talk about the time right before Obama administration, things like that. You see the internet start to take off in popularity.
Right.
The internet, there is no length. We can talk for 2 hours on this video if we wanted to, but we're not.
Right.
You can write whatever you want on the website. And what this does is, I believe this format makes things more palatable for the viewer, and I'm really appreciative of it as just a regular guy that just watches the news.
Right. And we should point out, not to toot our own horn, but I believe we're the only station in the country that does it the way that we do on TV, the way that we do it. Where I stand in front of a camera and go through a claim. I say, is this politician right about this topic? And then we typically play a clip. You've got a video of it.
Yeah. So basically, you can find all these at WRAL.com /story/fact checking. Go check them out. You can find anything from Trump to Biden to ICE to immigration, everything.
Yeah.
Everything. You guys don't shy away from topics.
We try to fact check things that most people are talking about and that they've seen in either the media or social media like podcasts, Twitter, Facebook, things like that, they get a lot of traction. We'll fact check as well.
Exactly. And also, if you ever just want to just find some information, things like that, go to politifact.com. You're going to find people from all over. These are, we got Paul right there on the top, on that top line up there.
Yeah.
And this one was pretty funny, I think. New North Carolina law prohibits the use of wireless communication devices while driving. You rank that as false.
Oh man, I could talk about this one all day because it shows just how fake news can spread. Because it started with a Facebook page that called itself North Carolina Legislature, right? It sounds official, sounds like it's part of the government, but it wasn't. They posted that, North Carolina had banned people from talking on their phones while driving. And we saw I don't want to say names, but we saw other media outlets pick it up and report it as fact.
Yes.
We saw people on social media report it thousands of times. But it turned out it wasn't true. This was just some random person or bot that put up a Facebook page, started putting the stuff up there, and people picked up on it. But it was completely false. There was a bill earlier this year that tried to ban talking on your phone while driving.
The Hands-Free NC Act.
But it did not become law.
Now, I will say, guys, it is important for a little bit of media literacy. I follow some comedians, and there are some pranksters that create pages that look like official pages, and it's important to look for, it's even tough to look for the check mark now, too.
Well, and you mentioned this a second ago, and I think it's really important to point out that the media landscape has changed so much. People are now incentivized on social media or even in podcasts or things like that
to
get attention and engagement, good or bad. Like sort of the mantra sort of being, any attention is good attention. You can go viral for saying something crazy, for saying something that offends people or, whatever, or that sounds completely real, but isn't. It's really hard to decipher on some venues what's true and what's not.
Exactly, and I'm going to show you guys exactly. If you guys ever have questions and wonder, what should I do? I see something that is concerning for us. You're going to go right here to ways to reach us. And what you're going to do is you can send emails, you can ask questions, and you can fill out this online form here. And if you're ever confused about something, this form goes out to all of us, reporting.com. And then we can look into whatever you're going.
I'm so glad that you brought that up because after my segment airs, often our anchors will have what we call a tag, and they'll bring this up and say, if you have any ideas for fact checks, send them through our report it system. And if I may, that's another thing that a lot of people don't know is that, we fact check things that I see, that our newsroom sees on TV, social media, all this stuff. But I'll take you behind the scenes a little bit. There are politicians that reach out to us too and say, hey, have you seen my opponent? They said this and it's not true. And that's completely fine. People can pitch us fact checks all the time. That and your favorite politician, their campaign, their staffers probably do it. The one you hate, they do it too. So we're constantly talking to people about misinformation that's out there, and would love to hear from you as well.
Exactly. So if you guys are ever confused or stuck on something, we are here to help, and you guys help make all of this possible. You guys help keep these lights on. You guys watch, our viewers are so great. You guys can use us as a resource.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. So I think that's it about Politifact, man. Fact checking is super important. It's critical to media literacy, especially in today's time. You have AI, deep fakes. We fact check those as well. We really get to the root of these problems. Anything else I'm missing?
I could talk about this all day, but I think we've generally covered it here, and we always try to strike a balance, especially with what we show on air. We fact check Republicans, Democrats, people of other parties, social media posts. If you see anything, especially if it's gaining traction, let us know.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Good.